Awesome. This one now who did that? Like how were they tall enough?
One of my musicians. He's super tall.
Is he tall?
You'll see him tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of my musicians.
Cool.
He's like 6'6" or 7".
Really?
Yeah, he's tall.
6'6".
Wow.
This is awesome. As we really started building the ministry, I would always go, y'all need to send me a screenshot of their face. But they're like, oh, I know this drummer. Okay. All right. Send me their face. Let me
do the same.
Because everybody can't come. Everybody's and we even continue to learn that even greater with this project. Because there was in my head I was like, oh, well, so and so. God was like, nope. There are only certain people that can touch this birthing experience.
That's right.
I mean, there were some even things that was planned that were shut down, canceled. God was like, nope, no. And it has to be just the right people in the room, because if not, it ends up being contaminated.
That's right. You taint it.
You
know, and see, Todd is big on that. So he will switch up, in a heartbeat, because if their heart is not right, he can feel that. He can't be his authentic self. So it's like, okay, I don't know what it is, but you can't come back next time.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, no hurt feelings. This is God's vision.
That's
this
right.
is God's baby.
That's right.
Get your check on the way out the door, baby. Like
that's okay. But you got some great guys. My band, they're actually, I'm the music director at my church, and they are my band at my church. And so you ever notice, like, churches, it seems like the worship team is a little more connected with with church and God. At my church, it's the band. The band is like, I don't know if you know Michael Bethany. Michael Bethany is a recording artist.
I wish we were here on Sunday too, because we would have gone to church.
Oh yeah, go to church. But Michael Bethany is the worship leader at Gateway, and so I brought him to Chicago, and he's like, "It's different. Your band is different. Like, these guys like really love to do what they do. So these are the guys I called in. I didn't call the Chicago's best, although I can.
You called the anointed ones.
And
that's what you called the oil. I can feel the Holy Ghost. Works every time.
It works every time.
We need the oil for this. And like I said, we keep it. I have no other way of defining it other than this is literally a birthday.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's different.
That's good.
And they were in the car. They said, "What inspired you?" I said, "It wasn't me. I would have never chosen this for myself ever. I wouldn't have said, woke up and said, let me go produce an album. Why would I have done that? Why would I have said that?"
I get it. And so I had an epiphany, or God spoke to me, or something. I was going through a season where I felt like I was being misused as a producer. And so I was all in my feelings. So I was driving to Chicago one day, and God, because I ride in silence, I don't really listen to a lot of music, so I ride in silence, and God spoke to me. I was just angry. I'm almost livid, because I feel like I'm a big part of a lot what people do. I'm the one that sits up all night to make this music. And so I was going through, and God told me, he said, your job. So he gave me, let me give you the story. He gave me this story, and I don't know how it came to me this way, but he said, you know how a woman, when she has her baby, he says, when the baby is born, she goes and she shows everybody the baby, like, look at my baby, she's so pretty, ain't she so pretty? But never acknowledges one of the most important people in that room, and that was the doctor. And God told me, he said, just deliver these babies, and be the doctor and deliver these babies, and relax. So when God told me that, I was like, he checked me real good, because that's all my job is to do, is birth babies. So he gave me that like 2-3 years ago.
What's so great and so powerful about that, though, is that when the baby is birthed and the woman, and I heard this, we started early, that when the baby is birthed and we're going around and saying, look at my baby, baby. But then soon she'll come across another pregnant woman that says, who delivered your birth?
Wow.
Who delivered your baby? And she had,
I caught that one.
Who delivered?
I caught that.
Right? And so at that time, she says, let me tell you about my doctor named Jamel.
Wow.
Let me tell you about how anointed my entire experience was, how the oil just flowed and I didn't have to worry about a thing, that I was nervous before God sent me a Jamel, that I was confused before God sent me a Jamel.
Listen at
the doctor's name is mentioned at an appropriate time. The doctor's name can't be mentioned to everybody because that's when the doctor becomes misused.
What? What in the world? That is, oh
when
my
God says your
God.
name, when I called, I'm telling you, this has been when God sent me to Todd, and we got on that phone call, I'm telling you, I was not expecting him to say, oh, let's hop on Zoom. I'm over there trying to fix my wig.
Yeah.
But as I'm delivering the vision, he's just like, wow. But as I'm telling him, you know, it's intercession and worship, he says, I got producers everywhere. Doctor's name coming up. But I know the producer that I'm going to use because he's oily and he operates in the prophetic.
And that is it.
So when I met you 4 months later, and that glow, you know, that you had, it made sense. It brought it all together.
Yeah, wow.
So,
you spoke that because that is literally what Todd is. Todd says my name wherever he goes. Yeah, in the right room.